Goodwin's rule, which says that there should be a relationship between lyrics and visuals, is a popular convention which is followed amongst many real media products. We also followed this rule in our music video and developed it by using Barthes narrative codes theory. We linked the lyrics, "I could almost fly," with the footage of birds flying, in this case the birds signifying flight or freedom. Having animals used as symbols or signifiers, linking to the lyrics in such a way, has been used in real media products, for example, Katy Perry's music video Roar. Linking music to visuals in a music video is another extensively used rule of Goodwin's. We followed this media convention many times throughout our video. A good example of how we edited sound with image is seen in this shot. Here we used a series of fast, repeated jump cuts, which flicked between the vocalist in the narrative location and him in the studio location where we shot the band performance. The jump cuts played to the beat of the drums, creating a very smooth and engaging transition between the narrative performance shots and the narrative. A similar example of music being linked to visuals is seen in Let Her Go by Passenger, where the lights flicker to the song notes. Following the Goodwin's rule, which says that the music video should demonstrate genre characteristics, the way we chose to represent our band very much follows the conventions of our genre. Indie rock and rock music videos are very performance-based, as you can see in Who Needs You by the Orwells, for example. For this reason, we chose to include a variety of band shots, performance throughout our video. However, we decided to develop the way the main artist is represented by having him as a character in the narrative parts as well as the video. I think having the vocalist as a character helps to strengthen the link between the music, lyrics and narrative. We see examples of this being done in our genre in real media in Robbers by the 1975. In our music video, genre is defined by its indie style of cinematography and editing. You will see that in most indie rock music videos the lighting is low-key and the image looks faded or edited with a filter, like in Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, for example. We tried to recreate this editing style in our product. We also focused on the costumes in music videos from similar genres. We found most to be stylish jeans and jackets with laid-back style to them, for example like the 1975's or Arctic Monkeys. This shot taken from a music video is a great example of how we sought to encapsulate these indie rock conventions. For setting and location, we chose an urban city centre, as you can see in this still. Urban locations are usually a chosen setting for music videos in our genre or similar. An urban setting fitted perfectly not only with our genre conventions, but with our music itself. The artist talks about how he feels in the lyrics, and his emotions came across as if he routinely feels that way. That's why we chose to put him in such a common everyday setting, just another day feeling trapped in emotional conflict. I feel we developed the idea of using a city to look trendy and urban, like we see in most indie rock music videos, for example Pompeii by Bastille. We took it further by adding a deeper meaning to the setting and linking it to the lyrics and mood of the song. In our music video, we incorporated interesting camera work and editing to create an interesting effect. A great example of where this can be seen is in this still. Here we positioned the camera at ground level so we could only see the artist's feet as he approached the camera. As he approached the camera, his foot moved over it and it created a shadow. When editing, we faded the shadow to black and faded to the next shot, creating an interesting match-on-action transition. This form of using a blackout or black screen for transition is seen in many other music videos, for example Stevie by Kasabian. In most rock music videos, the image quality is edited to look darker and sometimes faded or washed off with a filter. We kept the convention of our genre in mind when filming and editing our footage, especially in the performance-based shots. We made the lighting dimmer and the overall image darker, as you can see in this still. We achieved the image quality in this still by using the stage lights in the drama studio and manipulating the image using the color correction tool on Final Cut Express. Common mise-en-scene features of the indie music videos include laid-back but trendy clothes, urban settings and instruments. In our music video, we followed through with those conventions to a large extent all throughout the music video. We decided to develop the idea that artist is going through its urban routine just like any average individual, in the hope that this would appeal to the audience by making the artist easy to identify with. To do this, we worked on an intro to the music video, using everyday mise-en-scene objects, for example, shoes and a phone, and the artist getting ready for his day and pressing play on his music player after he leaves the door, which is illustrated in this shot. This was interesting because it makes it look like the artist is listening to the music like his audience is. This technique has been used previously in other videos, mostly of other genres, like Replay by Ayaz, for example. We have followed Goodwin's rule of intertextuality in our music video. After listening to the lyrics more attentively, we decided to illustrate the artist's emotion about himself and his distressed situation, using a clone of himself, using split screen. This links to the popular idea of split personality and other self, which we see in many films, books, stories, etc. nowadays. This split personality is usually portrayed as the good and the evil side of the person. However, we developed on this by having a free and a trapped clone instead. We did this because the lyrics talked about freeing oneself and feeling trapped, so we chose freedom and captivity as our binary opposites, and the Levi-Strauss binary opposites rule. I think including the clone made the narrative a lot more interesting and engaging. This idea of using a split screen to see two characteristics of the same person can be seen in Talking to Myself by Cryptic Wisdom. This is a good example because they also use it to illustrate inner turmoil. Our digipack is fit for our genre. This is because indie rock cover art is usually abstract or artistic. Much like this genre stands out from other genres, the cover art stands out from a simple band shot or the main artist posing. Our cover art idea was based on the symbolism of the lyrics and footage in our music video. As you can see here, Matt standing as the artist, like Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, linking to the two different parts we see of the artist, which is also Goodwin's rule of intertextuality. Or here we see Matt walking in an endless circle, linking to the feeling of being trapped. Or here you can see how we used birds to link with his feeling of freedom, for example. We did include a picture of the band on the inside, as it also suits the genre to portray the band in live performance. The colours and styles we used here on the mood of the album and song, dark, symbolising feeling trapped or lost, and the sketchy lines symbolise the feeling of confusion and inner turmoil. For our magazine advert, we chose to use the same design as the front cover of the digipack. This happens widely in real media. It is useful to have the magazine advert feature the same design because it makes it easier for potential buyers to identify it at the shops or online. They may not realize that the magazine advert is marketing a certain album if the two look too different or have no connection.